Chloe Knight had always known her role in this twisted tale, the vicious fiancée destined to be cast aside for the true heroine. But as the obsessive alpha male billionaire CEO Damien Sterling's possessive gaze locked onto her, everything shifted. She was his little wife now, whether she liked it or not, trapped in a dark romance of forced marriage and enemies to lovers vibes, with an age gap that only fueled his grumpy sunshine dynamic. "She's mine," Damien would growl in his mind. "Every breath she takes belongs to me. Touch her and die." It all started when Chloe, feeling bold and reckless as the evil fiancé, decided to hit up a high-end club in the heart of New York City, ordering male models like they were items on a luxury menu. Her luxury lifestyle demanded it. Cartier diamonds dripping from her neck, Van Cleef earrings swaying as she moved. But the moment her ass hit the plush velvet seat in the VIP lounge, her phone buzzed with Damien's call. Her heart skipped, and she darted to the restroom, sweetening her voice as she answered. He demanded to know where she was, his tone sinking like a storm cloud, making her squirm with guilt. She lied about being at a street food spot on the east side, but silence stretched on the line before he hung up, his voice laced with that sick, obsessive edge that chilled her to the bone. Damien sat in his sleek black Maybach, eyes glued to the laptop tracking her real-time location, his possessive husband instincts kicking in hard. As Chloe tried to shake off the unease and head back to her private booth, she stumbled upon a scene: the heroine, Stella Alonso, working as a server, cornered by sleazy guys leering at her with lustful eyes. Stella clutched her tray like a shield, trembling as they offered her cash for a night, smashing her phone when she threatened to call the cops. Chloe, forgetting her villain role for a second, stepped forward to intervene, but suddenly Damien's black-clad bodyguards swarmed in, pummeling the attackers into submission. The spoiled rich kid leading them screamed about his family connections, but Damien's voice cut through like ice, beat them harder. Chloe froze, realizing this was the plot trigger: Stella getting saved by the mafia boss like Damien. She bolted, her heels clicking frantically as she fled the scene, feeling his eyes on her fleeing back. Damien's gaze darkened at the familiar slender figure disappearing, his obsessive alpha male side igniting with jealousy and revenge fantasies. Stella thanked him tearfully, blocking his path with worries about retaliation, but he brushed her off coldly, assuring her safety before chasing after Chloe. Back in the booth, Chloe grabbed her bag in panic, telling her bestie Avery Sinclair that her fiancé was there. Avery, hand midway on a model's abs, looked worried. Chloe chugged what she thought was water to calm down, but it was straight vodka, hitting her like a truck. Avery glanced out and spotted Damien's cold stare, her heart sinking. He burst in, eyes softening at the sight of Chloe dazed on the couch, but frosting over at the male models. He snarled for them to get out, then approached Chloe with that dominant stride. She blinked up at him hazily, crawling to Avery for safety, whining about two Damiens coming to catch her. Avery awkwardly tried to intervene, but Damien scooped Chloe up possessively, her body fitting perfectly in his arms like she was his submissive little wife. "You're mine, baby girl," he thought, carrying her out to his Maybach parked curbside, the luxury car's engine purring like his growing obsession. He buckled her into the passenger seat, his face a mask of controlled fury as she mumbled incoherently. Leaning over her petite frame, he demanded why she sought out others instead of him, his voice low and husky. Chloe, tipsy and confused, questioned his intentions, but he captured her lips in a fierce kiss. No dodging allowed as he pinned her head, dominating the moment until tears welled in her eyes from the intensity. Breathless against the window, her body softened under his touch, a high-H hint of punishment in the way he claimed her mouth, like a red room session in the confines of the car. He floored the accelerator, racing to his opulent penthouse overlooking Central Park, where floor-to-ceiling windows framed the city lights like jewels. Arriving, he carried her inside the sprawling villa-like space, placing her gently on the leather sofa amid marble floors and crystal chandeliers. Chloe just wanted sleep, slumping over, but Damien propped her up, his hands firm on her waist, kneeling before her like a grumpy sunshine god demanding answers. "Why that club?" "Those men were filthy," All looks and no substance, rotten inside. Chloe shot back defiantly, saying she'd paid for fun, but Damien's eyes deepened, closing in with that age gap authority, whispering how he could please her better, cleaner. He nipped her earlobe in annoyance when she compared prices, biting her cheek until marks bloomed, then kissing her deeply, his dominant side turning her limbs to jelly. She begged off the comparison, calling him the best, and he chuckled about being free, pulling her onto his lap for more. Their breaths mingled in a heated tangle, his eyes scorching with desire as he asked where she'd touched those others. Chloe admitted to abs and Damien's jealousy flared, guiding her hand to his own chiseled eight-pack and mermaid lines, growling that her fiancé had it all. Why pay outsiders? She teased about unlimited touches if he skipped the surprise kisses. But he countered that fairness meant she let him explore too, his breathing ragged as evil fire surged. Time blurred in high sweet moments of mutual surrender, hints of car shock vibes lingering from earlier, but Chloe dozed off mid-murmur. Damien watched her sleep, stroking her face with biased obsession, vowing she'd never go to such places again or he'd lose control. Good girl, you're mine to ruin, he murmured internally. Morning came with Chloe waking in the unfamiliar luxury of his master bedroom, head pounding, memories flooding back of kisses and touches. Her first kiss gone to this billionaire CEO. Was he even clean? The system in her head assured her the plot was intact, urging her to proceed as the villainess. Damien would still fall for Stella. This was just a glitch. At the company, Chloe stormed in to play her jealous part, catching Stella spilling coffee on herself in fright from Chloe's shout. Chloe demanded to know about the woman in Damien's office, channeling vicious fiancé energy with red lips and haughty glare. Damien, amused behind his metal-rimmed glasses, called her baby and pulled her onto his lap, teasing about her jealousy. She hummed agreement, not noticing his eyes lighting with rare joy. Stella excused herself to change, slipping away despite Chloe's attempts to keep her. Alone, Damien bit her earlobe playfully, thrilled by her possessiveness, then kissed her senseless, his voice husky with commands to close her eyes. They tangled for an hour, his hunter-like gaze pinning her, dominant and submissive roles blurring in high-abuse tension mixed with sweet whispers. Recovering, he offered lunch, even suggesting firing Stella if it upset her, or banning women from his office. Chloe panicked. That would derail the plot, insisting he keep things normal. He agreed, calling her generous, but secretly reassigned Stella to another department, hiring a male assistant to avoid jealousy flares. He loved her caring about him, but hated seeing her hurt. In the company cafeteria, amid curious stares, they ate, Damien scolding her for eating too fast, sharing soup from her sip spot in an intimate gesture that turned heads. Whispers flew about the cold CEO showing affection, his beauty unmatched, now with a stunning fiancé. Later, Damien's mother arranged a romantic getaway at a luxurious hot spring hotel to spark their bond, an Italian villa-style escape with ancient decor, wooden floors, carved walls, and lantern-lit corridors. Chloe arrived first, spotting Stella at the front desk in her uniform, offering public, private, or couple springs. Chloe snarked about her being everywhere, booking rooms, but found out it was pre-booked as a couple's suite with double spring. Settling in, she donned a skimpy swimsuit under a robe, the room's glass walls overlooking blooming gardens and butterflies under sunset hues, complete with red wine. Avery bumped into her excitedly, gossiping about conquering Damien, assuming Chloe's prep was for seduction. Alone in the misty spring, Chloe relaxed in the warm waters, body curving enticingly under scant fabric, sipping wine amid luxury. Time passed. Plot demanded she catch Damien with Stella, jealousy leading to drugging her for ruin by men, only for Damien to save her and share a night. But unease gnawed, after his touches, him falling for another while stringing her along felt like revenge on her heart. Damien appeared suddenly, in a loose white robe revealing his toned chest and legs, calling her out for cursing him as a dog. Chloe backed away, crisis sensing, but he questioned his presence in their shared vacation spot. Internally panicking about plot deviation, She felt his scorching gaze trace her body like a possessive claim. He shed his robe, hanging it over hers possessively, revealing swim trunks hugging his form, veins bulging, shapes hinting at dominance. Splashing in, he cornered her, teasing about practicing as husband and wife, his eyes vine-like, wrapping her in heat. She retreated to the edge, but he pulled her close, iron arms caging, body scorching against hers in high H-bath play vibes, low pants and kisses deliberate. Punishment came in tender yet firm wipes of her hands, reddening skin from friction, leading to her slap in frustration. He kissed her palm, offering the other cheek, heart aching for her. Sending him for ointment, Chloe proceeded with the plot, drugging a wine glass at the lobby, ordering Stella to drink it and rest in a bought room, calling her annoying shadow. Stella, mistaking it for kindness, accepted, but Avery intervened, snatching the wine and getting Stella fired for supposed theft. Stella retreated to the room anyway, where Chloe's bodyguards awaited, not to harm, but per plan. Confusion reigned as they stood guard like statues, Stella assuming protection. Avery chugged the drugged wine unknowingly. Chloe, assuming success, waited, then headed to check, hearing silence and seeing nothing. Back in her suite, Damien awaited, half-dressed, pulling her close for baths and more, but she shoved him out playfully. Emerging, she found him on the bed, gentle eyes drawing her in. He coated her hands in ointment softly, then captured her in goodnight kisses, sweet yet obsessive, his possessive husband aura wrapping her like red ropes. The marriage of convenience twisted into something real, with pregnancy and air whispers on the horizon, jealousy fueling his every move. "Little wife, you're pregnant with my heir soon," he fantasized, revenge on anyone who dared look. Their luxury lifestyle continued in private jets to Italian manners, yachts on crystal seas, penthouses with red rooms for punishment and pleasure, dominant touches turning enemies to lovers in a grumpy sunshine storm. "She's mine. Every breath she takes belongs to me. Touch her and die."